Hawaii seems like a beautiful paradise, but there's a lot of hidden things that people don't see about Hawaii. I was living on the street with my 3-month-old daughter and my husband. You know you're not in the right state of mind when you're using drugs. And so you start to think that that's normal. I was using ice for over 20 years. I spent a lot of time dealing and selling drugs. I was using alcohol and crystal meth when I was pregnant to my son, and we had a house for our children. My kids had everything they could possibly want. The only thing they didn't have was me.
I married my high school sweetheart from New Jersey. He was in the military. We were stationed here. We got divorced. I lost my house. My car was gone. My daughter was gone, and I started using crystal meth.
When a woman is using drugs during pregnancy or is homeless and not getting prenatal care, she delivers a preterm baby with lots of complications. That can be very expensive for us as a society. Child welfare often gets involved. She'll often lose custody of her children. This can be very devastating, and she will end up pregnant again in order to fill the hole in her heart.
I already lost my first son to my ex-husband. I lost my second baby because I was still out there using drugs and alcohol, and a third time would have devastated me.
If we can intervene and provide prenatal care for this woman, she is more likely to deliver at term without bad complications. She then is able to face her addiction, get treatment, and parent this child.
I was born the day I met you. Your eyes so bright the world could see. I want to laugh and love and live my life beside you. Let's go home, Mom, you and me.
PATH stands for the Perinatal Addiction Treatment Center of Hawaii. At the PATH Clinic, we serve women who are usually struggling with substance abuse challenges, but they've decided they're going to have their child and have healthy births and deliveries, as well as work on improving their personal situation so they can be great moms and reach their life goals.
We accept all the women here with open arms. We talk to them about what their needs are right there and then, and offer the medical services as well without judging them.
It's very scary to go see a regular doctor. Tell them, no, last time I used was yesterday.
There's this fear of if I go seek medical help with addiction and pregnant, that I might lose my child or I might be incarcerated.
Having the PATH clinic and working with the doctors and the nurses and the therapists that are here, they understand where we're coming from.
And Dr. Red is a really special OB. She is also an addiction medicine specialist.
We need more doctors like Dr. Wright that want to work in an environment with us addicts, because many times I told myself I wanted to stop and I just couldn't. I just didn't know how.
Crystal meth is something that does destroy people's lives. These people are people just like you and I. And that's what the Salvation Army does. We come alongside individuals that are broken and hurting and discarded on the side of the street. And we say, let's walk with you, let's help you. And a person who once had hope but lost it all, now because of the Salvation Army and our great partners like Waikiki Health, have been able to find that new hope and the courage to change their lives.
She was 3 months old, in the stroller, nowhere to go, and just stayed up all night using drugs. We mostly would gamble, would steal to make a living. One day, I got arrested, so the cop reported me to Child Protective Services, and they took my baby away. I went to jail for 3 days. They released me. I went to a homeless shelter, and the only way I could get her back is if I entered a residential program, and that was Women's Way.
The partnership between Waikiki Health, PATH Clinic, and the Salvation Army Women's Way Recovery Program is nothing but astonishing to me. And the clients can move seamlessly back and forth into these programs, and it just feels like one organism. We provide a really safe environment for them to think about the choices they've made, about forgiving themselves, and understanding that all people have these struggles.
I have 5 children. I don't get to really see them. They're kind of disappointed in me right now.
They're with peers and sober support, and they start to feel like they're just like anybody else.
I'm just focusing right now on my daughter and me and getting better so that I can be a better mother for them when I leave here.
Salvation Army Family Treatment Services is the only residential program where a woman can come pregnant or parenting and actually live with their child while they're doing addiction treatment. All the women are battling the very strong disease of addiction. A lot of them were raised in generational poverty and violence. The addiction is so strong that they often will choose to continue using substances over many of their children. Everybody's journey is individual, and when they decide that they've had enough and that their journey with drugs is over, they'll make that choice for themselves.
If I can do it, anybody in this world can do it. I'm telling you, like, I didn't think I was gonna change my life. I'm 42 years old, I have 7 kids. I've been with my husband for 20 years, and I was set on being a hustler for the rest of my life because the money was fast and the life was good, but everything got taken away just like that.
We have residential treatment, which is 5 months long. So that is where the woman is coming for residential drug treatment, and they live with their child or they're pregnant, and they can give birth to their child and come back to treatment with their child. Then we also have therapeutic living, 6 months long, and they can live there in a supportive environment while they're doing outpatient treatment with us as well. And then we actually have a transitional living facility, which a woman can live at with her children for up to 2 years. And that is really a focus on them re-entering into the community.
Waikiki is kind of an enigma. It's one of the highest socioeconomic zip codes in the country, and yet it has really a lot of folks that are very, very needy. The mission of Waikiki Health is to give medical services and social services to anybody, regardless of their ability to pay. We have services for adults, families, and youth, traditional Hawaiian healing, and we have a homeless shelter. Caravan basically is a clinic. We see people that are homeless and non-homeless. We have drop-in services, and then we have outreach services.
Wherever a homeless individual is, we will find them, and we can provide our medical and social services right outside of our vehicle. When we're out with Caravan and we encounter someone that is pregnant, we will first ask them how long they've been on the street, see if they're going for their checkups, or inform them of our PATH clinic and the services that they can receive there.
Where I was staying, there were only a few tents. Now there is tents and tents. I was homeless for 10 years, lost 2 boys in the system because they tested positive. Then the Caravan came. The people that was in the next tent said, there's a pregnant girl. They said, you should come down to the clinic. Had a full exam with Dr. Wright. A couple months later, I gave birth to my daughter. Reconnected with my family, got a job as an office assistant, and I'm still clean and sober after the tragedy of losing my daughter. December 25th, 2013. All I can tell you that she's my life.
We see them. We ask about them. We ask how they're doing. We ask if they need anything. That is a human touch that they may not have had. And they realize, I do matter. I'm worth it. In spite of the drug use, in spite of choices I've made, I'm a person who matters, who is loved, who deserves respect. And we do that with our women.
Sometimes we think there's something wrong with us because, you don't grow up being a little girl thinking that, well, one day I'm gonna have a problem with drugs or alcohol.
A lot of people hear about us through the community, through grassroots, through our partnership with Salvation Army or Women's Way. We get calls from the hospitals that offer prenatal care. My job is to meet them at that moment. What are the circumstances of your pregnancy? Do you understand what your options are? Are you taking care of yourself? You're hungry, scared, safe. If we can meet that bottom line, making sure those basic needs are met, then it's a lot easier for them to look towards the future.
I wanted to die. I started living very dangerously. I became homeless and pregnant, so they got me into the PATH clinic. I never felt judged. I felt welcomed.
We are purposely located in a home-like setting. You can bring your children with you, anybody with you that you feel is a safe person to come with you.
I found out I was pregnant when I was arrested and ultimately incarcerated. I had to come here in my prison greens with my state ID bracelet, shackled with 2 big adult correction officers on my side. I'm not a criminal. You know, I was just in a really bad situation.
Hawaii is such a family-focused place that the Hawaii Court judges and Child Welfare Services really loves our program. They really are encouraging women to come here.
If I comply with the program, I get my clinical discharge, I won't have to serve any jail time.
They want the families to be reunited. They want the families to be together, and they can do that in our program, unlike any other program.
When I was using, all I thought about was just me using. I never thought that I would be anything prosperous.
Here at the PATH Clinic, they want to be part of your healing and not be an obstacle. They don't give up on their clients. I was able to do Lomi Lomi with her so that she can continue to carry, hopefully, to term.
I was born the day I met you. Your eyes so bright the world could see. I want to laugh and love and live my life beside you. Let's go home, Mom, you and me.
In March of 2014, I gave birth to my daughter. And I got to take her home with me to Women's Way. So that was awesome. Dr. Wright, still my gynecologist today. So I got my clinical discharge. I also did their parenting class, financial planning class, transitional housing. I got a letter from Section 8. Found this place the same day. Now I'm going to school and I'm working, and my daughter goes to preschool, and I stay active in AA. And life's much better today than any other day when I was using.
In Hawaii, we have a thing called mana, and this land really has that, something about soul, and there's just a lot of love and aloha at this property, and women come here and they feel at home, which is something a lot of them have never had.
I wish I could have all of them here with me, but I cannot. And there's a lot of things that I did in my past that is affecting me today, and I can't change it right now, but I need to deal with every day.
This is cold water.
My oldest is 22 and my baby is 9 months. I feel very blessed today because I have another chance at life. And if I can apply that strength that I had in my disease to my sober life, I don't know how far I'd go.
The women that come here are survivors. They've been surviving on the streets and in jail. And when they choose to come here, they're really choosing to save themselves. We're just guiding them in that journey, and that's what this place is all about.
I love you. We all look out for each other. It's like the village raising the kids. It's funny because the little kids, they don't see it as we're in a treatment center. You know, they just see that, oh, well, I'm with my mom, I'm with my aunties, you know, and we just love each other.
I was born